Hey, what's up, my brother?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I heard you checked out a new project, man, a new film.
Yes, indeed I did. In the spirit of Halloween, I saw the movie that is driving audiences crazy, sick, and just taking people out of the theaters. It's called Terrifier 2.
Okay. So, what actors are in that project?
Well, we have David Howard Thornton, who plays the villainous, mischievous, psychotic, sick Art the Clown. We have a different girl this time, who you can consider now the final girl of this film, played by Lauren Rivera. I have not seen her in any other project. And we also have, played by her brother, Elliot Fulham. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Okay.
So this is an independent movie, so not a lot of big name stars in this film. If you're a fan of the first Terrifier, which this is the sequel of, you'll find that this movie is a lot longer. 2 hours and 20 minutes, if I'm correct. And you kind of feel that in this film. The first movie I felt was better in my opinion because it was only around an hour and 30 minutes. It didn't overstay its welcome. I thought it was perfect.
Okay. And what was the storyline of this film?
Well, this movie is, how can I put this? They're not necessarily known for their stories, the Terrifier films, even though there's only been two. The first movie was about this killer clown who debuted in another project. And now he has his own spin-off, Terrifier. And this is a character who is, not well, to put it mildly. This is a psychotic killer who, if he has his sights on you during Halloween, he's gonna stalk you. He's gonna play games with you, and he's gonna do it all quietly. Because Art the Clown, ironically, is more like a mime. You don't ever hear him talk, say anything. Even when he laughs, it's quiet. He's just that creepy. Yeah. So in this film, it follows a new girl, played by our character, Sienna Shaw, who is played by Lauren Rivera. And she is with her brother, and they're dealing with some family drama. And it takes a lot of the film to kind of flesh that out, which was kind of good in one sense, a little too lengthy if you ask my opinion, but a more developed story involving people. So we get to see this character, Sienna, and her brother, Jonathan, and the mother character. Very nice performances from all three. And they're the victims. They're the latest victims of Art the Clown. And story-wise, that's pretty much all that you guys need to know.
Okay. So you said nice performances. So the acting was pretty good.
I enjoyed the acting. It's kind of that old B-rated 80s movie type of nostalgia that they're going for. So you kind of understand the world that they're, paying tribute to. But overall, I enjoyed all the actors' performances for this film.
All right. And being this was a horror film, how do you think the kills and scares were?
Well, for those of you who have seen the first Terrifier movie, there's one scene in particular in the first film where a woman gets sawed in half. That's all I'm going to say. And I literally had my mouth open watching this movie when I saw that scene. I literally opened my mouth and gasped for air when I saw this. This movie takes that times 100. I mean, this is the bloodiest, most depraved, sickest. I see how some people, if you're very squeamish, this is not going to be a good movie for you. And a lot of those moviegoers that had that experience of throwing up and vomiting and having to be drug out the theater, I can kind of see. I don't know why they would go see this movie, but I can see how those who are faint of heart could have that reaction. I thought it was so uber violent that I laughed in some parts because it's so over the top, and that's how you would describe the kills in this movie, just over the top. I mean, very imaginative, if you ask me. In some areas not so imaginative, just the most depraved type of killing and stabbing and ripping and tearing that you can just think of. I mean, this is a character who could be stabbing you 1 minute, go downstairs, grab something from the kitchen, and pour it on you in the next second. So, this is a crazy film when it comes to the kills, man.
Okay, sounds like it's trying to take Slash into a whole nother level, huh?
I mean, that's what they were trying to do. They definitely took it to another level. They amped it up to 1,000.
All right. So lastly, I got to ask, what do you rate that film?
Terrifier 2. I'm a big fan of the first one. I think it didn't overstay its welcome. At an hour and 35 minutes, I believe that's the appropriate amount of time for Terrifier. This movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes, and you feel it. It's very bloated with a lot of other things that I feel like they could have definitely shaved down for this film. I looked at my phone a couple of times during the film and was very just bored of the extra stuff that we're getting in this film. Didn't need to be that long, if you ask me. And because they went into a more supernatural route with this film, and you see some things that relate to Art the Clown, and some of the things that Art the Clown is seeing and doing in the film, you don't get any real explanation. I mean, it's a very quick exposition that does not go anywhere. So I enjoyed the first movie a lot better because of Art the Clown's non-supernatural element, if you ask me. The second movie I just felt lagged very, very long in the final act, and they just really drug it out, and I just wish they would have tightened up on those things. And if they were going to go the supernatural route, at least give us a reason why, guys. Now that might not bother a lot of people. That might not be something that's a pet peeve for them. But for me, I feel like if you're going to take this character in a supernatural route, you got to give us a little bit more than what we got in the film, especially for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I'm going to rate this movie out of 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to give this movie. I still enjoyed the character of Art the Clown. I enjoyed the performances of the other actors. And if you know a little group by the name of Boy Harsher, there is a scene that has one of my favorite songs from them in there. So, yeah, you techno fans out there, you will be pleased with that. So 3.5 out of 5 chops going straight into Terrifier 2.